a time when I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home.
Good morning, everyone. This is Indigo Rust Soldier coming to you live. That's not gonna get old anytime soon, right? Anyways, so what I want to talk to you about. Actually, I want to keep talking about what I was talking about yesterday a little more. And that's because, well, actually, I'll get to it right away. I was talking about Syria, right? And how things were going to crap. I mean, the chemical attacks and how we were almost gonna go to war with them. And then I kind of came up with the idea to pull up some of the information from back then, and I remember what happened, like after the chemical attacks, after the U.S. government was putting their final line and everything, and it was the John Kerry speech or John Kerry Bumble, whatever.
Mr. Secretary, in that CBS interview that you just referenced, Bashar al-Assad said that the presentation that you've made reminds him, quote, his words, of the big lie that Colin Powell said in front of the world about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. He says you personally have presented no evidence of a chemical weapons attack, just your confidence and your convictions. And he disputes the argument you just laid out. His argument saying his government relies on reality, not social media, and says Russian intelligence contradicts this false evidence. What is your response? And secondly, is there anything at this point that his government could do or offer that would stop an attack?
Sure, he could turn over every single bit of his chemical weapons to the international community in the next week. Turn it over, all of it, without delay, and allow a full and total accounting for that. But he isn't about to do it, and it can't be done, obviously. But with respect to the credibility issue, look, I just answered that.
Checkmate.
And we end up avoiding going to another war in another Middle Eastern country. Anyways, the reason why I'm bringing this up is even though I was talking about how I was a nobody, I'm a nobody in some senses. Somebody was there. A reporter asked Secretary of State John Kerry what would be a good way to avoid escalating the conflict, right? And she was doing her job as an actual reporter, and what happens? John Kerry ends up perhaps saying something out of spite, but it ends up saving the lives of thousands of soldiers, in my opinion. And that's by turning over the chemical weapons, like giving him an option. We ended up avoiding war. So, like I was saying, I'm a nobody, but she was a somebody at the right place. Then again, she could have been a nobody too. I don't know who she was. Nobody saw her face who was asking the question, right? We just heard it. But that one person being at the right place at the right time and having the guts, the wisdom to ask that question, I mean, that's one little thing that changed the world, I think. And there's a lot of different ones that are happening everywhere right now. You just gotta look hard enough, right? So, I was talking about that, and I'm really happy that didn't get any further out of hand. But it's been 6 years, or 4 years since Syria, and it's still going. It hasn't stopped. We still have like bombs being dropped and everything, and I'm not there. It's not me being bombed or anything. I'm just seeing all the people that are suffering and all the refugees going into European countries, and it's kind of hitting home a little because even though I didn't come from a war-torn country per se, I mean, leaving your country where you were born, and especially if it's considered almost a third world country, Even if it's now developed. Mexico is a developed country now. It should be considered First Nation by now if it's not. But going from one of those places into a developed nation, a first world, and then having kind of the racism bigotry that's being shown to them, like they have no choice to leave a place that they could possibly die if they stayed. And yet all these Europeans are being, well, maybe not all, actually not all, just a small amount, but still, it makes it uncomfortable for everyone when that small amount just doesn't want to reason with anyone anymore. Who knows if they are willing? I'm not actually there. I'm talking from what I can observe, from what I see every day. And it's no different than what's going on here with the illegal immigrants and the American people who don't want them here. The Syrian refugees are in so many ways like the illegal immigrants in America. And you just have to draw the comparison between the two to like, no, this is something that goes far deeper than just race or skin color or anything. It's like, it's bred into people to not accept, to think that someone else is gonna take what they already have. Like you don't have anything really. All the possessions, all the petty material things that we have in our hands, in our possession, in our name or whatever, we don't actually get to keep that ever. We're gonna die and we're gonna leave this place the same way we got here, with nothing except our memories and the knowing of whether we did right or wrong by our lives and the people who were in it. And I'm not talking about just family or friends. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about strangers. I'm talking about the doctors, the lawyers, why am I bringing professions right now? I guess it's the first thing, like, I think people and I think professions somehow still. Anyways, let's stop it with the racism and bigotry for a little bit, because like I said, that doesn't help anyone. It only holds us back. So the sooner we can stop concentrating our energies on it and move our energies into something better, productive. I mean, all I can do right now is probably talk a little about Syria. I can tell you to, hey, donate some money, be charitable and everything, but I'm not just gonna say that, because that is not enough anymore. Talking about it is more important. Talking about it with your friends and family and explaining to them that human suffering just cannot go any longer. The longer it does, the more it hurts us as people, as ourselves, because we're not doing anything to stop what's happening to our fellow man, our fellow woman, our fellow living being. We're talking animals too. So, take a chill pill. Start using your energies for something that you know is not gonna turn out too terrible. Paint a picture, write a song, make a video, teach a child something. I want to talk about children later in the future, not right now. There was a book that I kind of read, The Celestine Prophecy, that talked about how the kids would have attention from every adult, and it's like, that's cool, but I don't know if that could happen with the way people are right now. They're so self-centered. I mean, if you're not a parent, you're probably self-centered and don't want to be a parent just yet. I mean, I'm like that too, somewhat. I mean, I want to be a parent, but I don't want to be a parent just yet. That's the thing. But, like giving that energy, giving that attention to a child that might not even be yours, that you might not even see again only one time, it's like, hey, why not? They gotta know that we're always there to help them, so they gotta be there to help the kids when they're older too. I mean, patriarchal societies A society that's ruled by men is usually ruled by men that are old men that are being held by their own beliefs, like their old beliefs and traditions, and just can't adjust to the new things. And so every single new generation has to adapt to the older one and has to carry the burden of the old one who couldn't let go of their ego, basically. I mean, that's why things are so fucked up right now, right? It's because all the young ones don't get a say, and all the old ones are too stubborn to say, okay, I was wrong. This whole awakening process has been certainly something, though. Um, 2017 is supposed to be a year of the one, like a 1 year where you can start new beginnings, and it's like now that I've gone through 5 years of like seeing how the energy's built up and going through a 9 year and now into a one and actually feeling different and somewhat having a reason to attribute to it, not just being like, well, it's just a new year. It is just a new year, and every new year is special, but this one does feel special to me, and I'm making it even more special by doing something with it. Oh man, I really want to talk about energies right now, but this video is going on a little long, and I still don't want to make like 20-minute videos. I am very receptive to the energies and very empathic. It's it's a trip because sometimes you don't know whether your energies are coming from the day, like the way your day is going, if you're having a good day at work or a bad day, or if it's like the energies all around you, they're not making you feel good. So I just kind of have to like stop and breathe. That just stop and breathe and count to 10, and that exercise really has helped me a lot of times not falling prey to my own victim mentality, for one, and simply taking a step back and analyzing the situations that I'm in from time to time. If I'm uncomfortable, I leave that place. I don't stay around and just show face or whatever. And if I need to say something, I say it. It's a very special thing to go by a pure instinct, like almost an animal in a way. Like I see a girl and I want to go talk to her, kind of instinct, or I'm hungry, so I'll go get an apple, kind of instinct. Like that's simple. Like you kind of see it, but like with stuff that you don't really realize, whoa, where did this come from? Like, okay, so quick little example. I work as a lube tech, uh, changing oil for trucks. Well, there were some times that I was like, because there's a quick release valve that you can just move it and it drains the oil, and that's really helpful if you have to like do 20 different things at the same time. Not at the same time, but you know what I'm saying. You just have to do a lot of things. And I get down and I'm like, I get the service, what I have to do, and it's like, I'm about to start my whole routine of like doing it, and in my head I'm like, quick release. Why do I think about quick release? So I go check, there's a quick release right there. So I like let it go and it drains the oil, and I'm like, that's a super knowing. I mean, yeah, I could say that I just thought about it and there was a possibility that I wouldn't see it there. But it's only happened when I think about it that I see it there. It's like I kind of know, like it's not a guess, it's a no. It's like I'm in the future somewhat. Uh, like I said, this whole ascension process is very special, very weird, and very cool. And if you're going through it, you probably know, you probably feel it, you probably understand. Right now, I really want to just express my own experience so far, because it's It's about one of the few things that I know I can share. And that I know it's true about me. I I wish I could prove it sometimes, but I don't need to prove it either. So this light is starting to get a little bit more annoying now, so I'm gonna stop the video. I really gotta get a better setups for this because lighting is important, but I don't have all the equipment that I need at the moment. So in the meantime, take care, love everyone you can. I'll see you again tomorrow. Namaste.
There was a time when I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home.